With the release of Diablo 3 hopefully coming sometime soon, we thought there was no better way to celebrate than to take a look back at the Diablo series, starting with the original game that started the loot hoarding craze, and moving on to its sequel that improved upon its trend-setting predecessor in nearly every conceivable way. These days, you can't really talk about Blizzard without mentioning World of Warcraft. But much of that game's existence and success is owed to another popular Blizzard franchise called Diablo, which not only helped launch the company's online network Battle.net, but also hooked millions on a mad quest for loot. Blizzard had plenty of experience in different genres leading up to the development of the original Diablo, including racing games like Rock 'n' Roll Racing and action puzzle games like Blackthorn. But Diablo not only marked the company's first attempt at an action RPG for the PC, but one that also featured extensive multiplayer support built into the package. Drawing inspiration from Rogue and its numerous ASCII text-based offspring, Diablo's structure would follow that of a dungeon crawler, wherein players are forced to go through a series of dungeons with progressively more difficult enemies awaiting you in the depths of Tristram.
Diablo, and really Blizzard as a company, I think has really proven to be the masters of this part of our craft, of creating a world which is visually self-consistent and compelling, has both a short cycle of gameplay which is very visceral and gives you a great moment-to-moment feeling, and then has the challenge and reward cycle so well tuned that it gives you the right crescendo and payoff in short form and long form that really has proven to be the master, the leader in an RPG development.
You have done what you knew must be done. The essence of Diablo is contained.
While hacking through large groups of demons and leveling up was a large part of what made the original Diablo so entertaining, what really made it stick was the loot. Shiny, precious loot. Players spent countless hours trying to equip their character with the best gear, knowing full well that even better gear was somewhere to be found in later levels. Best of all, you could vanquish Diablo and his minions with the help of other players.
A couple memories from Diablo. One of them is we actually played it for 2 or 3 days straight and didn't leave the office.
That's Greg and me specifically.
Yeah, so we teamed up, and then these 2 other slots, because I think you play 4 people at the same time, would swap in. So
we got people to play shifts, I think, like 8 hours at a time.
But we had to play the whole time, and then our players had to play shifts with us.
I was a wizard, you were a fighter, warrior. And then in the end, of course, then we went head to head, so I was like teleporting all around the dungeon.
Well, we didn't realize that you could actually attack each other until we were halfway through the game. We're like two-thirds of the way through the game, and suddenly I was hit by an errant fireball. I'm like, wait. There's friendly fire. Next thing you know, I think the next few hours degenerated into us trying to kill each other.
That was fun.
Because of the popularity of multiplayer found in other Blizzard games, the company set out to build a service that made it quick and easy to play games with other people. The end result was Battle.net, an online service available within the game that launched other players into a chat room filled with other Diablo players, who they could then recruit to form parties, initiate trades, or talk about the game. Battle.net also made it possible to create public and private games, making it easy to get a quick game in with a stranger or with a friend. While Battle.net had its share of launch problems, including some downtime in service, its biggest issue eventually became cheaters. As Diablo grew in popularity, more and more people were using special hacks that granted them the ability to alter stats on items, and in some cases made it possible to attack other players while walking through Tristram, something that was previously not possible. Despite these issues, Battle.net helped contribute to Diablo's incredible success and would become a major component of all of Blizzard's future releases, including Diablo 2. But as far as Diablo 2, everything about the successor to the original Diablo was bigger and better. The story took a more prominent role, adding new characters like Diablo's brethren Mephisto and Baal, as well as the Archangel Tyrael. They added complexity in the story and also brought players to more locations, bringing far more diversity to Diablo 2's dungeons and overworlds.
Lord of Terror.
Of course, the addition of new character classes including the Amazon, Barbarian, Necromancer, Sorcerer, and Paladin had immediate gameplay ramifications. giving players more options to find a class that fit their playstyle. Additionally, while the game already had a dramatically increased amount of loot due to the extra character classes, a little item called the Hording Cube introduced a relatively crude form of crafting that made players actively pursue specific items. Diablo 2's expansion added 2 new character classes in the form of the Assassin and the Druid, a new act, and it featured a dramatic final confrontation with Baal. Diablo 2 was incredibly popular and remains so to this day, with players still actively selling items, albeit through shady means. After 7 long years, Blizzard finally announced a third Diablo game, which for the first time will present the world with polygonal models as opposed to the previous game's pre-rendered look. The third game also features new character classes like the Demon Hunter, as well as new ways to secure the loot the series is so famous for.